Hi, my name is Akshat and I'm a rising freshman going to Westwood High School. This is my third milestone. I planned to go smaller and compact because originally I had this giant Arduino Uno in the back of my shoe. So instead of it, I used a new smaller version, which is the Arduino Nano. The Nano has most of the same ports as the Uno, so it was easy to switch over from the Nano to the Nano because I just had to copy the code and there was very minimal code change. I also have a new force sensor on the tongue of my shoe. Basically, on the inside of the shoe, there's a big force sensor, which when you press on it, it tightens the shoe, and then the smaller force sensor stops the tightening. So basically, when you put your foot in, you start to tighten the shoe, and then as soon as your shoe hits the smaller force sensor, it stops the shoe. Then you press the green button to loosen the shoe. I also have a state machine in my code, which basically helps the order of the code. So I can only press the small force sensor when I press the bigger force sensor on the bottom of the shoe, and I can only press the green button if I have force applied to the smaller force sensor. This helps with not loosening and tightening the shoe while walking. I also soldered everything onto a PCB with some high-tech technology, which is just hot swappable components. So while I was testing out my Nano, I accidentally put my power my power wire from my servos into the ground, which caused a small fire and almost broke my servos and the Arduino. So to help with that, to be more safe than if that happened, I made everything hot swappable so I could easily remove the Nano, the servos, and even the force sensors if it started to flame up again. I also did some wire work on my PCB so that everything was more compact and smaller. I had a problem with this because most of the wires were close to each other, some of the wires came in contact while I was running the program, which caused many shorts, and it made my button stop working and my force sensor to not work. So I had to go through all the wires with electrical taping, and this was a tedious thing to do because all the wires were very close to each other. So next time when I solder onto a PCB, I plan to do more cable management and also plan to make all my wires smaller and fit very nicely with the PCB. In the future, I plan to have a small sole on the bottom of my shoe that holds all my components like the servos, the battery, so that nothing is showing on the back of my shoe. I also plan to make an app that has a virtual button instead of this physical green button to loosen the shoe, just to make sure that I don't have to bend down and press the green button to loosen the shoe. With the app, I also plan to make the shoe Bluetooth, so I wouldn't have to carry around a laptop every time I want to loosen or tie up my shoe. Thank you.